must roll it. Let's see. Let me just get my notes that I definitely took.
And if inexplicably we're not already open for some reason.
Wonder why that happened. So, last time we opened up on well, the lovely scene of massacre that had occurred after you guys met with the guy. I know his name. Holy shit! Why am I the mortician? I don't know why I blanked on that. I like knew the word and idea in my head. It just wouldn't come out. The mortician, and he turned into a dragon, which I'd only just learned about. And you spent a good while debating on which part of the dragon you wanted to take home. You decided on the head, so you cut the head off, and then you just held on to it while you cast teleport. And now there's a dragon head in our workshop that we have no feasible idea of how to get out. We then discussed what the next step should be after that. The conclusion we came to, I know I wrote down, and I don't see it. Son of a bitch. Did I put it in my phone notes? I did. I know I wrote this down though. Anyway, I don't remember then. I don't remember what conclusion we came to on that front. What happened after that? I was not prepared properly for this. Well, we had a long rest after that because you guys needed it because you had just gotten done fighting a dragon. Our cook came back to us, nice, happy, and healthy.
Thankfully,
yeah. Paige was sweating over that one.
Paige was having nightmares already.
We went to we went to fucking Jonathan Doe's home where his wife and child were. We just went, we took his gun and teleported there. And boy, if that scene didn't go exactly like how it sounds, where we just announced to a wife and child that they are now widowed and fatherless. I turned invisible and ran away. Well, first I pillaged their home, but I didn't take anything because I didn't find anything worthwhile. And then you guys just teleported out. I looked around their neighborhood a bit, made a note of where it was, and then walked home. And then we were like, all right, we're going to go back there later and see if we find anything. And I believe the ultimate conclusion was we are heading towards the Thieves Guild, where we already ended up in there. It's one or the other.
Pretty much.
I already have it, so, you know.
Yeah. Here's what it is. But
I could stumble my way through it if I needed to.
As I recall, Hansel currently looks like Sam Elliott.
Yeah,
my notes.
That part I recall. I didn't recall it until just now, but yeah, that sounds right. I remember it because it's in my fucking search history, and I'm like, why is this here?
Is Paige even with us? I don't remember.
No, Paige is at home eating Cherry's food.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let's just drag the rest of us out a window.
Oh no, I dragged Hansel and asked if Krill wanted to join too.
You dragged me out of the window and you asked Krell.
Yeah, like on the way, I'm like, and no, it's like I pull you out the window, and I like my head pops up back up. Hey, Krill, do you want to join too?
I love the idea that you never use the front door.
No, I only use the windows.
Alright. So, entering the Thieves Guild, a dark den of thieves and criminals hiding under the guise of a social club. And there's always a price to pay for doing business with such an association. Organization. Wow. Read that very wrong. Thank you, Dyslexia. Lying at the heart of it all is a master thief and entrepreneur, Aurelian Argens. With no one left in his family but his daughter Leonie. He runs the nefarious organization as if it were a corporation, believing that rules are only meant to be broken when it is profitable. Looking around the dimly lit space, the main room contains only a few tables bearing empty glasses, and a small bar with a young woman with fiery red hair working the counter. "Can I help you?" she asks, without turning from her task.
I want to point out real quick, we all went on disguises before we entered the establishment. That's why Hansel looks like Samuel Elliott.
Yeah. Yes, correct. And you're
I
the
don't know-
only person who knows the thief talk.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say I also disguised myself as well. I'm not sure what Krill disguised herself as.
I don't remember either.
It was
Okay.
something, probably.
Okay, because I had to think through this the entire week. I'm like, what would Woods disguise himself as? And I think I think I have an idea.
I'm gonna say, Krell just looks like a thief in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you see a goblin with that many knives and things to kill people with, and you don't think she's robbed at least somebody, right? That's not racist. That's something else that isn't that. I'm not a bigot.
The fact that you have to say it like every session nowadays.
Because I mean, that's the fucking bit. Like, you're always trying to find something new to paint Hansel as a bigot. Just talks funny.
He's a child with a child brain.
There you go. Yeah, he's just ignorant. Let's say that. That's better.
Well, you died at 10 and you've been in the hole for over a decade, so... Didn't really have much time to grow up.
Oh boy.
But, you were addressed by the, fiery-haired woman behind the counter.
Yeah.
Woods is gonna kind of.
You know all the buzzwords.
Yep, I don't look like myself. I'm trying.
Let's say we already got in. That's the hard
Yeah.
part.
What did you say again?
Can I help you?
Yes. You can. Or at least point me in the direction of someone who can.
Entirely possible. What is it that you seek to gain?
Looking for a friend who can find some other friends.
Well,
Or at least someone who's.
on that
Good.
note, in a modest booth on the far side of the room, you hear the familiar voice of your roguish dragonborn intelligence officer, Druxus Toxa. Being one of the first people you met here right after you came into contact with Thieves Guild. For the first time in a great while, it felt like he was actively hunting down information for you. token on board.
Wow.
Uh,
No wonder we didn't see him. He was off probably doing real work while we were gone.
Today he's sitting in a booth with one other person, a petite tabaxi woman with calico patterned fur, wearing a thick pair of Windsor glasses barely clinging to the end of her snout. The woman is surrounded by several thick texts and focusing intently on a worn scrap of parchment in front of her.
That's important.
Maybe we did mess this up for him. Okay. Does like the woman like motion toward them, or do we just notice he's there?
We just noticed that he's there with this woman.
Okay.
Probably could wait until he's done.
Seems like they're going to be there for quite some time.
Well,
And we kind of pay him, so...
Oh yeah, he's on our payroll.
Huh.
Well, it's more like...
Yeah.
Good lord, I need water.
What do we pay him for?
We pay him to get information.
He's
Why
like
does it have
our
our
he's like
gadget?
our partially our info guy, partially our security guy. He's like our in-house burglar alarm. That, you know, flips over the table and shoots the burglar. Well, in that case, we probably should.
Look at my volumes.
No, why did that disconnect come back?
Technical troubles
I had
again.
I had one new device, and it's this mouse, and everything goes to shit.
Gotta love it.
Oh, there's no fucking pairing keyboard. What are you talking about? All right, it's all good. It's all good.
Machines will take over the world. Machines.
Machines will take over the world. It's detecting a signal from a device that does not exist. I mean, there probably is a keyboard that goes with this mouse, but it's probably its own separate thing.
Who knows? Alright, so what are we doing?
Shorty, come up on the bar stool. I think I kind of tapped the bar stool. I do owe you a sarsaparilla.
You talking to Krell?
Which one of us
Brill
is shorty?
and Hansel.
We're both shorty.
No, I called you. Okay, I called someone West and I called someone Shorty.
West and shorty, gotcha.
Yeah,
I'm
because you look
guessing-
like a cowboy.
Yeah, I was
So
I'm
this makes
guessing
sense.
Hansel is the lucky cat is West, so...
Both could work. I'm also a small man.
Well, seeming can make you look like whatever the hell Krell decides.
Oh,
Up
that's
to
true.
a foot taller or shorter, and... pretty much everything about your body can be different.
For 1 second, I thought I was thinking, why did Hansel look like a cowboy? Then remember his appearance has changed.
Yeah.
Not the look Hansel would normally take, believe it or not.
It's almost like Krell didn't give you an option. I had to make you look gruff and world-worn. because, you know, the half and half guy kinda stands out.
Yeah, I mean, yes, correct. A sarsaparilla. I still don't know what that means.
Alcoholic root beer.
Ah, very good. I think the only time I've ever heard and seen the word sarsaparilla was in Sly 4.
Then you play Fallout New Vegas.
I did, that's right. Yeah, Sunset Sarsaparilla. I almost forgot about that. Huh. Very well. So, probably have a word with him soon, but that is neither here nor there. Krell can't reach the bar stools on her own.
They're not that tall. There is literally an actual child sitting in one of them.
What?
Did I or did I
my
not describe a child?
I don't recall as much. Maybe I just missed it. Like I'd remember that.
Fourth sentence, I said.
Alrighty.
Talking
That's
about the man who runs this establishment and his young daughter. They're
That's
sitting
right. Yeah,
there.
now, alright. Yes. I was so focused on the fact that, all thieves have such extravagant names.
Oh,
The one
the
time
name,
I ever played the one time I ever played a thief, his name was Antonio de Castellan Maxilamano. So, what, did I stutter?
No.
Exactly. Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, alright,
So
so
I say,
Crow
I take it.
clambers up onto a bar stool.
Get our drinks, and then have a word with our guy.
Oh, he's mentally thinking too. I think a mental linked all of us. We can't look like we know him yet. We're in disguises.
Mm,
If we look like
Right.
we're with him, it's going to bring attention to him in a bad way.
I thought everyone here was thieves. Isn't that kind of defeating the purpose?
Don't know. This is my first time here.
oh no. Okay. Well,
And
this
very thankful
this is-
Paige is at home eating something.
this is drastically changed things now. I don't know if it'll matter that much. I think we could probably just interject when they don't seem too like they're talking about something too important, like in an in-between moment or something. So just maybe pay attention.
They're not really talking much to begin with.
Oh,
It's
good.
mostly
That-
Narcissus just musing to himself and drinking as the woman is hard at work doing something with her texts.
Oh. Well, then what the hell are we waiting for?
Sarsaparilla, of course.
Sarsaparilla.
And why does Woots even know what sarsaparilla is?
I think it's one of those things like, oh, you heard about it, but you don't know what it is, but it seems popular, like, at some point in time. It's like someone new holding it, or, like, you know, like some young kid ordering an old-fashioned, but they don't know what it is. I think it's like that, you know?
God damn it, now I'm thirsty. Anyway.
That's why I keep waters and other things on hand.
Right over your head. Anyway. Yeah, everybody gets their drinks, imbibes as they do. God, can you imagine if this place actually carded people? That'd be awkward. But then again, I guess people wouldn't use code names if they did.
Well, this stuff doesn't. Something about this doesn't feel right.
For the most part, it just tastes like vanilla and alcohol, if I'm being honest with you.
I don't like either of those things.
I don't like vanilla.
Vanilla needs to be like added to something, not be the first flavor of something.
Oh, it is an additive. The flavor is just a little overpowering in sarsaparilla.
That's the point. And then alcohol is just like it's never worked for me.
Yeah.
Be good if you're puckering your lips like that.
Okay, well, now I am woefully offended.
Alright, our drink's finished. What's next?
Talk with our info guy, I would say. Kinda his whole job.
Alrighty.
I think.
Excuse me.
I'm not even fully certain of what info we're trying to get. I guess just anything at this point. The well is so dry.
Alright, as you approach, Druxus looks up with weary eyes and for a moment fails to recognize you before the faintest hint of surprise and confusion settles on his face. Companions, how long has it been? Come and sit, we've things to discuss. His eyes flick back down to the parchment as he motions towards the seats across from him and slides over to make room at the table.
Yes, we really couldn't begin to explain what happened that day, all that time ago. But we're here now, and that counts for something, I think.
Well, while you've been gone, we've been busy in your stead. No doubt you've seen how the children have grown.
Indeed, quite a bit. And from what I understand, they've also grown to become quite capable. And there's a new one now.
Yes. Robin is a special case. But anyway, we've matters to discuss. See, we
So
recently...
insight check him on like how he says that, like, because I don't completely trust Robin yet, but like, how does he perceive Robin?
All right, roll your insight.
That'd be crazy good. So hopefully. Oh wait, no, it's not. It'd be a 1. Oh fuck! I have to jinx it.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
The fact that it's still a 14 on a natural 1 is terrifying. But, it would seem that he was, in part, one of the people that was training the children in our stead. So when Robin came along, he had a bit of a harder time with her. but also, where's my wild magic sheet?
Oh no.
Maybe it's one of those times where you maybe just have to use your fucking thing to prevent this from happening.
No, I'm liking this. What's that response?
Woots is now a sheep.
Oh my god. Oh god.
Oh,
No one say
thankfully.
anything.
It could be worse.
No one say anything. It's normal. They'll be fine. Just keep talking.
Bleh.
This happens to Woods sometimes. Don't worry about it.
Why are you mentally linking? Why the fuck are you using my real name? I think my codename's
Sorry.
Chamberlain.
What? Chamberlain? This happens to them sometimes, so just, you know. Don't worry about it. Keep talking. We have matters.
So, as I was saying, we recently received a coded message that we believe came from a guild member that we had previously believed to be deceased. And as the leaders of our little operation, it seems that most of your time has been spent down tracking various clues or waiting patiently until some piece of the puzzle fell into place. So we decided to be a little more proactive this time. And now I believe we've got some concrete intel, once this missive has been decoded, of course. And that's where our lovely companion here comes into play. He gestures to the Tabaxi woman. This is Addison Veravin, a master cryptanalyst. I've known her since I was young, and she's been assisting me on my research for quite some time now.
Well, very good.
It's nice to meet you. Addison looks up at you from the table, her large eyes focused intently on the parchment. After a moment, she nods her head slightly and begins to focus again on her work. I'm certain you have more important matters than discussing the mundane details of our lives, so we should get straight to the point. We think this is a message from a man codenamed Midnight Owl. I think, from what I've deciphered, he might still be trapped somewhere nearby after all this time. And if he's alive, then he could potentially lead us to a syndicate lair.
Oh shit, that's huge. Oh, okay. I mean, good, very good. First of all, Midnight Owl. That one's not familiar, but I guess it's not important. Write that down. Write that down.
Typically names end up being important in general. Addison breaks her concentration on the letter and shakes her head. I've gone over this several times. Midnight Owl didn't leave anything behind except this cryptic note. She holds out the parchment and begins to explain what little information she's managed to pull out of the message. I've decrypted it enough to know that Midnight Owl had been looking for someone called Nightshade. That Nightshade would be helping the party, and that the party would likely come into conflict with another syndicate member. The message goes on to explain that Midnight Owl had been found and captured by the enemy before he could meet up with this Nightshade person.
Okay. Well, that's... That is indeed cryptic, but... There probably is something we can make out of that. But what? Those are code names, so locate person can help me here.
I mean, if we told Paige those names, he has like a 5 out of 100 chance of teleporting us to that person.
Yeah,
True.
but I'm sure we all want to play with our lives right now and end up in the sky with an owl.
Or in a cultist lair that has owls in there for some reason.
Okay, so Midnight Owl was going to meet Nightshade, but ended up captured by the enemy before they did. Oh boy. Yep. How long does that last?
I'll look that up.
What?
How long
The
am I a
fucking-
sheep? Because I'm gonna start
How
doing
long
random
is-
stuff.
How long is Moose a sheep?
Yeah, give me a second.
Usually with these wild magic effects, it's like a minute or a round, but sometimes it's like an hour.
Yeah, it's polymorph. I think it's
It
an
is.
hour.
It is polymorph, so I think it is the full duration of the spell, or until you
How
take enough
smart is
a
damage
sheep?
to break it.
I disagree. I can cast Dispel Magic.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you turn into a sheep
So
for
we're-
the spell's duration. So
Oh my god, this is gonna be fun. I'm in a Thieves Guild as a sheep. Okay. You guys better start doing something, because Woods as a
Yeah,
sheep,
you're not
because
a
I think
sheep
you hold...
anymore.
I'm not?
No.
Oh, damn it. I was gonna do some fun stuff.
There we go. Okay. All
Of course,
better.
we got Hansel, the good times ruiner, over here.
See, he's turning into a sheep too.
I'm just trying to make things better.
You know where they're supposed to meet up, or where the Midnights were supposed to meet up?
We don't know the location of where the meet was supposed to be, but we do know where Owl was last sighted. And he pulls
good.
out a map of the city with several circled locations on it. And let's make them green for shits and giggles.
Okay, why not?
Alright, those were the 3 spots he was sighted last.
Alright, well,
The Lakers.
can mark those down and head there ourselves. Check them out, investigate, see what we can find out.
With these locations, we could certainly figure out where Owl was taken from, and or where he might have even ended up.
Indeed.
Wherever they took him, though, they'll probably want him to remain hidden. So they probably wouldn't expect us to look wherever he is for him, let alone that we might even have people on the inside.
This is extraordinary. Okay. Let's see here. I gotta write shit down.
A lot of information over the last, 20 or so minutes.
Yeah. Yes. narrowing down where he both disappeared and possibly went to will be the most important first steps of this whole thing.
Of the Shade. Were they ally or enemy? Or became either one?
They were supposed to be meeting up with Owl to give him information.
Do we know anything about Nightshade aside from that they were supposed to meet with Owl?
Other than that they're a woman, not much.
Okay.
You know, the whole secret
Owl,
identities and
natural
code
owl?
names thing.
Right.
Sorry, who was a
I just
woman?
figured-
Nightshade or Night Owl?
Nightshade.
Okay.
I just figured that even if they were using that as a code name, it would have popped up in some kind of report, but if not, then it's time to play detective.
Interestingly enough, I'm actually playing a detective in one of my other campaigns.
How about that?
Oh, he's a retired detective, more of a private eye, but close enough.
I wish I was smart enough to play a detective.
You don't have to be smart to play a detective. You just have to. You can feign confidence.
Yeah, you just have to say something with enough confidence in what you're saying, and it can become true.
You just need
Do that
to
whole-
look at a party member and say, Elementor, my dear.
And we're actually right in the middle of trying to figure out a mystery. So, he's kind of leading the charge right now.
Like, listen. Batman is not a detective, alright? He just happens to have the best possible shit for solving crimes. That does not make him a detective.
Ellie, I'm gonna respectfully disagree with that, you know? Because who else on the Justice League or whatever is trying to, you know, solve the crime? They just go appear randomly. They never find the bad guy. It's always Batman who does it.
And Batman's got to do
I
all
think-
the footwork. Superman
Yeah,
just
yeah.
flies up into the sky and hones his listening on to find the guy. Like,
Yeah,
that's easy
literally.
work. Batman's got to do,
He can-
like, all the science and shit to
He's
figure
gotta
out
do
who
the
it was
DNA
and how they
testing, he's
did
gotta
it.
do chemical analysis and shit. And
where
Superman
the
can
bombs
just
are
see it. He's
planted.
got supervision. And he can fucking see Jupiter from the ground. And he can see every atom ever and where every atom is gonna end up. Fucking cheating bastard.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like Batman was called the world's greatest detective and first showed up in Detective Comics or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm wrong
I'm
about
pretty
things,
sure it was
but I
Detective
will
Comics
continue.
that he first showed up.
No, it is. You're right. They were called Detective Comics.
Now I'm looking detective noir movies so I can study later. ADHD is a hell of a drug.
Okay. This is
It was Detective Comics, specifically
Yeah.
issue number 27, released in 1939.
Jesus. Yeah, I remember.
Superman is from
He-
1938.
He got into a scuffle with the Joker, and the Joker somehow stabbed himself. And he was supposed to die because the guy who was writing them at the time or overseeing it in the editorial was like he didn't like returning villains, and they were like, hold on, we might be onto something with this clown.
You know what Superman's first comic was?
Not off the top of my head.
Action Comics.
Yeah,
Proves he's not a fucking
Action
detective.
comics. Because he's not a detective.
Also, the second issue from Superman ever, which came out a year later for some reason, is very
Jesus.
good. I was reading this one of these days. Don't ask me why.
But yeah, I'm very much
Yeah.
playing my detective character like Rorschach from Watchmen.
Oh, good. People need to put some fucking respect on Superman's name, alright?
Listen,
I still think
Superman
Batman's better.
versus Dr. Manhattan. Dr. Manhattan wins.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even a question. He can atomize you with a thought.
You read the Doomsday
is true.
Clock series?
I think so.
Yeah, it's actually combining Watchmen and then like the DC universe.
Yeah, I
they
know the
clash together.
universes exist
Yeah.
within the same universe because Batman gets constantly referenced in Dark Horse comics.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're playing a game.
Playing
Oh
a
yeah,
game.
that.
Got so wrapped up talking about comics.
What a bunch of nerds.
I mean, it's
Now, let's get-
almost
yeah,
like we're
fucking-
playing the world's greatest role-playing game or something.
Fucking
Yep.
yeah, fucking nerds talking about comic books. Let's get back to playing Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, what the fuck? What'd I do?
I don't even remember where the hell the conversation was going.
Let me see my notes
uh,
because I was making a lot of notes. You just
We were
said
asking-
where I was cited last time.
Yeah, we were asking about Shade.
what we know about Nightshade
Yeah.
and what we know about Owl.
Alrighty. So yeah, what's our next step?
So the only thing we know definitively about Nightshade is that they're a woman. That we know. Do we have anything definitive on Midnight Owl?
Well,
Other than that they're missing?
he has been missing for over 3 years and was assumed dead
Oh.
at the time.
Okay, well. Solid. Then I suppose the next step is to just go out and scout those locations.
More than likely.
Perfect. Well,
You look over,
I made
Krell is just actively resisting the urge to pet Addison.
it has to be like I feel like you get two types of tabaxis, like the ones who are so down for it and the ones who find it degrading. Okay,
mean,
well,
That's the same thing
Like,
with
for
humans.
once, Krell doesn't actually want to be rude.
crazy. Okay, well,
Like, she's stuck between so cute and I know I'm not supposed to.
so they've got made sure
It'd be
to,
the equivalent of Woots just like walking up and petting Hansel.
I think Hansel would have the appropriate reaction of, yeah, okay, whatever.
Just the
What's,
fuck?
I mean, like, why not?
They have
I would like-
Anything can happen at
months.
this point. They
Isn't
dragged
it
me
like
out of a
that-
window. Frankly, I'd settle for getting pet.
Isn't Woods petting Hansel totally in character for Woods?
Yeah, that's why I use
Totally.
that as an example.
Okay, well, I made sure to mark those things down on my own map, so we can head out any time, whenever you two are ready to go. What was it?
See the
Chamber-
wizard
What
first.
you wanted me to call you?
What's that?
You wanted me to call you Chamberlain?
Yes, why I'm in this disguise, my code name / detective name, Chamberlain.
And
It does not fit the character,
You're-
like what I look like, at all.
you're a detective now?
Yes, Chamberlain is.
Okay.
I mean, it's not
Oh, boy.
like there's a whole subclass of rogues specifically that are investigators.
Ooh. I actually don't know what Inquisitive rogues to get as their like abilities.
As a
Alright.
bonus
Assume they're
action, they can study you and gain advantage on you permanently.
That's fucking awesome! What?
Actually, with my high
What?
insight, if I didn't choose Soul Knife, that Inquisitor would have been my
Man.
next like rogue choice.
Man, rogues are so fucking cool.
Like, think Robert Downey Jr.'s version of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, yeah, the discombobulated.
Yeah, how he has the fight time. Where he figures out the whole fight before it even starts, and then kicks the shit out of
Where
you.
where he predicts how long you're gonna be in the hospital and how long it's gonna take you to recover from the. I mean, even in like the books, Sherlock Holmes was described to have like the physical strength of a gorilla, which you know
Makes
how fucking
no
strong a
fucking-
gorilla is.
Approximately 8.5 times as strong as a normal human being, and that's on the low end.
So imagine this scrawny fucking nerd comes up, and he tosses you through a brick wall. And then he continues walking along with his fucking cane, and his kiss-ass sidekick, and you're like, what the fuck?
Oh, and he
Who
is
actually
also
met Sherlock Holmes.
and you forgot the best part. He is also hopelessly addicted to heroin.
And in Fate, he's one of the greatest mages that ever lived.
Never got that
So
into
much so
Fate.
Well, you'd be pretty hard pressed to find Sherlock in anything canon in Fate. He's not in a lot of material written by Nasu himself.
You know, another interesting Sherlock fact. You know who he actually met? Batman.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, that did happen. Who was it he was
Yeah,
facing? Because
that-
Batman got trapped in the Sherlock Holmes books.
And
Well-
that comment is gonna come back to that Batman detective comment is really gonna
I
come
think it
back
was
to
the
haunt
Ro-
me.
Yeah, I think it was the Royal Flush Gang.
Well, there's so
Why
many
not?
different stories. There's like, yeah, he
They've
got
got-
trapped in the book. Yeah, he got sent back in time because of like what's that one demon guy? Something blood.
Etrigan. No.
Is that him?
I was about to say, Etrigan's the human who does the rhyming thing and turns into Etrigan the
Yes.
demon.
Yeah, him. Yeah, through his shenanigans and whatever. Yeah, so there's so many versions of it.
Batman goes back in
Those are
time
so
like a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, it's
You remember
almost
the time-
100 years of comics. They have to make something
Yeah.
up.
I think just remember the part where he got hit by an Omega beam, which is supposed to kill you on contact, but instead it sent him back in time and turned him into a bomb. Which, okay. Sure. Why not? Why not that? God, they're fucking... Rogues are so cool, man. They get so much cool shit.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go. We have a job to do.
Alright. Back out onto the streets we go, having gained our information.
Oh yeah, we should probably tell Paige. I mean, we've probably been
Go
feeding
see-
him this information, but like...
Yes, we gotta go we gotta go feed and see the wizard.
Well, I'm
The
sure
wizard
he's
is
got one
getting
of those
fed.
things already handled.
Yeah. The cook has been feeding the wizard. We just have to go get the wizard now.
Heck.
Paige, you don't need us to tell you anything, right? You were listening, weren't you?
Yeah.
Good.
Paige is right now in front of his sofa. You know when people eat so much they release their belt and just sit somewhere looking at the ceiling?
I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever overeaten that much, but I got a vivid picture of that in my brain now.
Yes, you are cartoon stuff.
Hey, you doing all right there?
I guess.
Good. Well, get up. We have to go on a city walk.
Okay, where
You're
to?
gonna burn off some of those calories. Let's go. I don't know. I've got these 3 places marked down. I don't really know what we're going to find there, so we could just pick one and kind of go from there.
Hansel's gonna play detective.
I'm not.
Oh, no, wait, you're still West. West is gonna play detective.
No.
How long does scene
Why does
last?
Hansel look like an old
8
man?
fucking hours. Holy shit.
Sorry, my fucking mic came unplugged and it fucked up a bunch of shit.
Jesus.
But
Stop playing with the wires and everything will be fine.
Not playing with the wires. The wires are just perilously wrapped around various things.
Well then, have better cable management.
No.
Organize your room.
I don't even live in this house!
That's not an excuse.
Yeah, it is. This room is gonna be clear of all signs of me in like 2 months.
Anyway.
So let's pick one of these places. Let's get the move on.
Alrighty.
What are we feeling? We feeling... There's 3. Ah, there it is. We feeling really downstream? 6 or kinda left of 7?
I mean, he's obviously moving from somewhere in the labor district, so I would guess this place here, it's right at the center.
Sure, we can check there first.
Alright, we start making our way across the city.
I love how the jazz songs kind of make sense right now.
Yeah, because we're detectives. Junior detectives.
You are, because you're a sheriff. Yeah. I can get West being a sheriff.
I think the disguise is
I mean, he
probably
has a
not in
gun.
effect anymore.
Oh no, it lasts for 8 hours.
What?
Yeah, seeming lasts 8 hours. I don't even have to maintain concentration on it. It just goes.
Yeehaw, let's go, cowboy.
And I can literally use it on an infinite number of creatures.
I would prefer if you chose to end this yourself personally.
So like I could run into like a whole crowd of civilians.
I know you can choose to end spells like this.
Oh yeah, definitely can. But Crow could literally just run into like a whole crowd of civilians and just turn them all into her. With like somewhere around an 80% success rate.
That's fucking awesome. That's incredible.
Because it's any number of creatures within 30 feet of her.
That's how D&D is supposed to be played.
Pure chaos.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Crow is literally a chaos gremlin, so kind of par for the course.
Par for the course.
Alrighty. So, reaching the aforementioned marked spot, it appears to be a how do I want to describe this that isn't offensive to people that'll never hear this? We have a different word for it up here that is kind of offensive. So, not stepping on toes. Basically, there's a small homeless community here.
Tent City.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe he's living amongst amongst the homeless.
I don't know about that.
It's a good way
mean,
to disappear. No one looks for a man that you can't look him in the eye.
Yeah, that's
Oh, boy.
exactly that.
Really,
Well,
Hansel? You can look at the homeless community without flinching? Or do you avoid eye contact?
At what point in my no
You
words
just
did I
won't
say
stop
in-
with that.
I didn't say a single word, and you are accusing me of things. No
You
word left my mouth, and you are saying things about me that are not true.
Ever since that tournament, I'm not trusting you anymore. What are you going to do next? Beat the children at our house?
Oh boy.
Shame on you.
You know, technically speaking, the children are older than him.
You are literally evil. You are actually literally evil. And I'm not talking about like I don't mean like in the sense that oh you do evil shit. Like you are a cartoon villain.
I prefer the term that I live a fun life. Okay, thank you very much.
I'm talking like funny top hat, weird mustache, bald head, everything.
I start twirling the mustache. What do you mean by that?
Whatever. Let's just look around.
You're right.
I'm s-
Let's start looking around. Woods is going to make his colorful, basically the whimsical shroud, but even though he's wearing it as a poncho into a different color to blend in.
I'm so tired.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
not
even
difficult
really
at all
sure
for
what-
Woots to blend in this environment. Because they're already wearing patchwork equipment, so...
I think as scraggly and unkempt as Hansel is, he probably fits in. He looks homeless.
I'm gonna say, Krell still has her original gear, which very much makes her look homeless.
I mean, Paige is basically dressed in robes, so and has a full-on beard.
There you go.
Dude,
Oh yeah, that's right, because you have the belt. I've been
Was he
forgetting
the
to roll
gold
for that a
Belt.
lot.
The fucking belt.
Yeah, the belt of Dwarven Guide.
I'm not even really sure of what we should be keeping an eye out for.
I was going to say someone shifty, but that's kind of hard to figure out.
Yeah. Hmm.
just disappears. Like he just shadowed away, and I'm not sticking around. I'm looking.
Oh, no, okay. Boots is gone.
Oh, I'm close by, just like out of your sight.
Well, suppose we should just do a walkthrough, keep our eyes out, see what we can find. Duck into a lot of alleys and stuff. There's gotta be something down one of them.
This is a tent city. There is no alleyways.
What?
There's walkways.
But like, the walkways then.
There you go.
So I was just Googling what you would call like a comical villain in theater, and apparently there's just a theater in Florida called the Villain Theater.
Why not?
Apparently it's closed until 8 p.m. on Tuesday.
So they open at 8 p.m.
Oh, it's a night
on
club.
Tuesday.
Yeah, it's exclusively like nighttime comedy shows and stuff, it looks like.
Ah, okay.
So that's just
Their
when they open.
picture show or
normally.
actually stage performance?
It looks like stand-up comedy and theater.
Oh, okay.
How about
Anyway. Weird rabbit hole I ended up going down there. But, going around, it just seems like, a lot of these people were rather downtrodden, down on their luck, and just needed somewhere to live. This is just where a lot of people ended up. At least this side of the slums.
So these are the places he was sighted, not confirmed missing or anything like that.
Actually, do we know what we are looking for? All we know is a code name. I know at least. Like,
We
is
know
it a
it
man?
because
Is
it's
a machine? Is a dog? What do we have
Yeah,
anything?
I did ask what we knew about Night Owl, but we don't really have anything concrete.
Or an owl.
I guess we're just looking for anything that seems out of the ordinary, standout-ish.
Yeah, if anything, we have these 3 places marked on a map, so it's not like we could only see them once.
It's like pointing out the JoJo villain. I guess is
Yeah,
what we're
like,
looking for right now.
Like, you'll probably know when you see. You fucking know a stand user when you see one, alright?
Do we see anyone 2 meters tall, full of muscles? Like their thighs are the size
Yeah,
of
wearing
cake?
like fucking bright purple, standing in a weird pose and looking at us funny. With crazy ass hair. So, I'll never fucking get over the fact that they just like walked past that guy and all he did was look away and act like he was doing something else, and they were like, yeah, there's no way that guy could be a stand user.
I know, right?
Like, that's so fucking
But then again,
ridiculous.
in which one is it? It's the one where Jotaro is introduced. You have the world's most jacked fucking 9-year-old who's a stand user. And he's got like
Yeah.
5 different stands.
Yeah.
And he gets shot like twice and he's fine. Anyway.
I'm trying to remember what the fuck you're talking about, because I've watched part 3 twice.
What his name is?
Jacked 9-year-old?
He's like the main kid. I mean, at least he looks like a 9-year-old.
What like color scheme did he have?
I don't even remember. I hope I spelled that right.
I have no fucking idea, man. And I love JoJo, and I feel like I should know this.
I'm still trying to
What's
figure
your-
out what guy with the purple hair you were talking about.
No, the purple outfit, it was Alessi. It's the guy with Set as his stand, the one with the shadows. He turns people into children, and then he
Alright.
murders them with a gun or an axe.
Now I remember. It's been a while since I saw JoJo, okay?
No, yeah, I know.
Oh, maybe it was.
I know it off the top of my head.
Crew.
Maybe you're thinking about Koichi for part 4. The real
might
short
be.
guy. He had the 3 bug-looking stands.
Yeah, that's the one.
There you go. Koichi Hirose.
Just think of the wrong
I will-
part.
Yeah. Josuke was the name you were looking for.
There's so many fucking JoJo's. I don't remember which one's in which part.
There's only 9 of them.
Well, I mean, unless you count Dio's 3 kids.
Do they have the JoJo thing going on?
They all have the birthmark.
Yeah, they have the birthmark, but they don't have like the naming scheme. They're all named like fucking weird shit. Like one of them's named like fucking like he's like named after a Ninja Turtle. He's like D'Angelo or something.
I do not, for the life of me, remember.
Yeah, because they weren't that important.
I mean, they kind of were.
Not in comparison to most of the other villains in part 6. They were
God,
Dio's
JoJo is
kids, though.
confusing.
It's not confusing. People just overcomplicate it. It's like Kingdom Hearts, where like from the outside, yeah, that's confusing as shit. But if you just like pay attention, it's like, oh, got it.
It was Donatello
Yeah.
versus, by the way.
There you go, Donatello.
And Ungolo and Rikiel, along with Giorno Giovanna.
Oh, so there you go. One of them's a JoJo, and he doesn't even like resemble Dio in most ways.
I mean, he's blonde and he's got stupid hair.
That's true.
And he's just like, you
And
know,
he's-
the only JoJo that just actively tries to kill people.
And he's also bizarrely effeminate for a buff 15-year-old.
Aren't they all?
Yeah.
I
Right,
still have
we're
not seen
investigating this
anything
place.
of JoJo.
I've watched it through twice, and none of it makes sense at all, still.
No, I only
I've,
watched the four first seasons.
I watched all of it and read the manga, and it all makes sense to me. Maybe I'm just built different. I'm built worse.
Okay.
So
Lost
it's
my
looking
shit.
like
Wait.
there's not much.
But yeah, no
Looks like
JoJo.
there's not much here for us.
But yeah, no JoJo villains hanging out in this tent city.
Figures. Well,
And would still actually talk to a few people and ask them if anything's strange or if they saw anything or strange individuals. I'm willing to trade rations with them for information.
A handful of people take you up on that offer, giving you various tidbits of information, but none of it really seems to correlate with other information given. Interestingly enough, one villain in this game is actually based on Dio. I think it's one of the ones you haven't encountered yet.
That makes me afraid.
Well, I say encounter. You may have met the person, but you're not yet aware that they're a villain.
It's like a DM plot.
boy, I wonder if it's the weird blonde vampire we met.
Surprisingly, it's not.
What?
Spoilers!
I had to fucking sprint back from the bathroom to make that comment, and it wasn't even correct.
I already told you that Mason was based on Alucard.
Oh shit, that's right.
Like, I literally use his art for the character.
I don't remember, man. We haven't seen Mason in a while. Okay, well, maybe we need to look for something smaller in the other places. Then we'll know what we need to be looking for here.
Entirely possible.
You want to go downstream into the most isolated part?
Yeah, I think that's probably best. We'll
Or do you
have
want to
our
go
best-
into the isolated part next to the wall?
I think we'll probably have a better chance downstream. I feel like nobody goes out there.
You'd be surprised. I mean, that's
I
how you
guess
can hide a
I don't
body.
live in this. I don't live in this city, so I don't know what people do.
Yeah, this and that.
You also gotta recall, I lived a fairly normal life up until I died. So, you know.
Oh, you died. That can't be that normal.
Yeah,
Plus,
that's
your
why I said
patrons.
up until, Woots.
Well, I mean, there's got to be something leading up to that moment. But then again, your patrons are having problems as well, so.
Knowing you,
Okay.
your normal life was throwing rocks at children that looked different.
What the fuck? Where did that come from?
Maybe the way you
Console.
look is penance for how you acted in life.
What?
Oh, Crow has a
Oh,
good
you
point.
look like Krill.
You call me an ableist, you call me an abuser, you call me a sexist, now you're calling me a racist. A violent racist at that. Where does it end?
Well,
So
you
he's
do
just a
beat
child
children.
acting out because his patrons are having marital problems. Sorry, not marital, connection problems.
You guys seem to really
Is it?
have this strange. I feel like you're intentionally misconstruing what I say to make me upset, and I really don't like it.
You know, it's okay to feel like that, and I am listening to you.
You're not.
Exactly. We are all
You're-
here for you.
I
And
know
remember,
for
it's
a,
not
I know
your
for a
fault.
fact if anyone is not listening, it's you.
Said I was listening doesn't mean I can actually do whatever you don't want me to do. That's two different things.
You have to appreciate the help that people give you, Hanzo, okay?
You're not giving me any help. I tell you these things and then you belittle me about them.
You know what? And it's okay to feel like that. And
I
we
don't
will.
feel like that. I know that.
Anyway, at the next location.
Do you need a hug?
No, I don't need a hug. I'm fine.
Hansel, it's okay to love yourself, and we accept you as you.
I actively have to toil with the fact that I don't know why my sister wanted me dead.
You know, that's a good question. We'll have to investigate that. Come on, West, let's go. Use that detective mind.
Alright.
What do you think I've been doing?
We head downstream to find that the marked
Oh, yeah.
building is a fishery.
Ooh.
Whoa.
And it absolutely reeks down here.
I can't
Yeah.
smell any of it.
Oh my god.
You know, now it's even more hilarious that Paige smokes a pipe constantly. Because we're playing detectives.
Ugh. No amount of incense is going to help this.
So, who,
Just be
I
glad
think
you
we should
don't have
ask-
superhuman smell.
Yeah, I really should be.
Well, with all the smoke on my face, I barely feel anything. Anyway, I think
I
we
guess-
should ask if the fishery guy is saw anyone suspicious or very weird recently.
Yeah, is the fishery even like properly open or is it like derelict?
Oh no, it is. They're actively working. That's why it stinks.
Ah, good.
Like fish are
Jesus.
being cut and cleaned and prepared to go to market.
Probably. I mean, I lived on like a seaside town. This probably isn't the worst thing I've ever dealt with.
Krell actively cannot remove her hands from across her face.
That's honestly fair. I could.
Like she might eat rats, but this smell is overpowering.
I could let. I could do her a kind. Wait, does this?
Wait, does
Alright,
she have?
alright.
Doesn't prestidigitation have like a potpourri type effect in it?
I mean,
Actually, I
it
am
says you
reading
could
that
produce
right
an
now.
odd odor,
Ah,
and that could be anything. Like that genuinely reads as fucking anything. So I could be like, here's a bizarre mix of nice smelling flowers on this handkerchief. Put this in front of your face.
Yeah, but it's only likely to last a second.
oh,
And
so
that
now
is
you're
exactly what I'm.
now Hansel's trying to chloroform children.
What the fuck?
Uh,
I'm trying to help. I want to do a nice thing. Hey, okay. Okay.
and now I have
This-
to put something in my search history. It's going to put me on a list.
How long does it
Maybe
take
just
for
don't.
chloroform?
Oh no, I know exactly how long that takes, but for a very different reason.
I'm on several
Uh,
different lists just because of my Google searches.
Yeah. Me too.
Like, I need to find out the answer to this and how they found it.
Why?
Okay, someone
Why?
actually did the science.
Okay.
Chloroform
The
is a
science for what?
colorless liquid with a pleasant, sweet odor.
Hmm.
But it's also used as a solvent to make refrigerants, resins, and plastics. And apparently at one point in time it was used as an anesthetic.
Sure.
Which makes sense. Like, you're going to the dentist, they just chloroform you, and you wake up half an hour later with a couple teeth missing.
Okay. Yeah, boy. It really doesn't help that I said, like, sweet smelling flowers and a handkerchief.
No, it does not. That's what made me think about it, because I'm like, wait a minute. I used to use chloroform as part of a mixture for preservatives.
Probably.
And if you're not wearing gas protection while you're doing that, it's gonna be a long day.
I'm sure.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be short for you because you're gonna be fucking out cold on a slab, but. Lost my
That's why
train
they
of
have to
thought.
carry.
Yep, people are
They could do-
gutting, cleaning fish.
Just make them carry smelling salts on the job. It'll work.
That's typically why you have an assistant.
Yeah. This shit is horrible.
Oh, yeah. Tell you what, it wakes you right the fuck up, though.
It sure does. Okay, well, this
I
place
need to look
is
into the
active
science of
and
why
good.
that works later.
Who knows?
I want to know. That's why I asked.
Fair enough, yeah. Look, all I know is that they were in Psychonauts, and that's how you left levels, and that's what matters.
But, yeah, people cleaning and gutting fish.
He was
Loads
last
and
seen
loads.
here?
Who's one of the last
there
few places
any-
you've seen?
Staff-only locations.
It's kind of like a big open area. Like, it's hard to describe. It's kind of like an open air market type thing.
Oh, okay.
Just so the smell isn't being contained, it gets to spread out and dissipate eventually.
Gotcha. So instead of crates of fish in a building, there are piles of fish on the ground.
Well, they're in like barrels and
Yeah,
such,
obviously.
but they're being
Well,
cleaned, cut up, all the fun stuff.
I'm not even sure where we begin to look here. Although it is possible that this is a front.
You know how easy this mission would have been if either I or Paige had taken Legend Lore?
Had taken what?
Legend Lore.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
is that a? I mean, obviously that's a spell. I just don't know what it does.
Basically, just by knowing the name of something, you can learn everything about it as long as it is, like, a significant thing.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can take that at any time, thanks to my lovely cleric spell list.
Yeah,
If it comes
name
down to
or
it-
describe a person, place, or object. The spell brings to your mind a brief summary of the significant lore about the thing you named. The lore might
How about
consist of
that?
current tales, forgotten stories, or even secret lore that has never been widely known. If the thing you named
Give me-
isn't of legendary importance, you gain no information. The more information you
Oh.
already have about the thing, the more precise and detailed the information you receive is.
Yeah, give me a long rest and a moment of prayer, and I can have this spell. I just have to replace my current 5th level spell, which sucks, but you know.
Well,
God damn it! I did it again.
you're a warlock, so you have a lot of 5th level spells.
I'm mostly a cleric, though, and that's the reason I get the spell in the first place.
Yeah.
My warlock slot isn't quite there yet. Does it ever get what level do warlock slots cap at? 5th?
I think so. Because they're only half masters.
Yeah, because then you start getting Mystic Arcanum.
Yeah, and that gives
Anyway.
you a 6th, 7th, and 8th level spell. Warlocks never get 9th.
There you go. Okay, well.
But yeah, even if we asked around a bunch, these are events that happened over 3 years ago, so people's recollection would be hazy at best.
Like symbols carved into the wood, or like like old tags or something.
So it might actually be best for me to get this spell.
Yeah, but even so, we know very little about who we're
We
looking
know very
for.
little about the Midnight Owl, yeah. Son of a bitch.
Know enough about Nightshade.
We know... we don't know much about Nightshade either.
She's a woman. Her name is Nightshade. She was
She
supposed to
was
be in
going
this.
to meet the Midnight Owl.
Yeah. We have more on her than Night Owl.
Boy, this is
Wait, he disappeared right as we came into town, right as we gone to the Feywild, right?
Sometime
3 years ago?
before. It was
Sometime
just over
before.
3 years ago.
Oh.
So, likely sometime while we were doing our investigations before the Feywild. But more than likely, since we came to town, they went missing. Somewhere in that, like, 3-month-ish time frame.
Not much here, but I'm of the opinion this place could possibly be a front for the syndicate. But we haven't checked the other location, so I don't want to like be an asshole. Maybe
I'm assuming we're headed
Maybe
there
we-
next.
head to the next place, regroup, figure out where to go from there. And worst comes to it, I get to spend my first 5th level spell slot, hopefully to find something out.
Alright, the 6th Marth location is the main building of the Miners Guild.
Oh shit. Boy, we are.
And God, I'm kind of banking on y'all remembering the old lore.
Which lore?
That I don't know because I wasn't with the original group when they came here.
Quite possibly.
I know the rumors or anything like that, or no?
I don't remember. But,
I'm trying to remember what part of the lore you are saying.
we've been to this
Oh.
location only once before, I believe.
Oh yeah, when... Wait, we didn't come to the miner guild, we just went to take a bath and the miners came along.
No, we did go to the Miners Guild. I don't remember what for though.
Neither do I.
It was a very, very long time ago, but I still remember it. And now it's going to bother you.
I don't even know if I should remember.
Okay. These are 3 very distinct places. Oh hey, that's 3 new pieces of lore though we could feed to it. Was that he was at these 3 places before he went missing. Boy,
Hopefully he wasn't arrested because, you know, if he didn't escape with us, he's dead.
Yeah, well this is a spot of bother we are in here. And we don't want to bother the miners with shit that happened 3 years ago, because they probably might not even know what we're talking about.
Let's just talk with the clerk. See if they know anything. Maybe a woman that came looking for someone.
Okay, you want to
His
talk with the
office.
clerk. Go for it.
I want to give you hints, but I also don't want to metagame.
It sounds like there are things that we should know that we don't, that are, or that we do know and we're just forgetting.
I remember.
Maybe we should just take like a cursory look around before we decide to talk to anybody.
Why does our group share the same brain cell when we have to think something hard?
That's just how it operates.
I think this is
Also
just
give me
a
permission to do some breaking and entering, so I'm gonna head to the foreman's office.
Of course.
oh good.
You said we should do it. I took it. Yep, that's basically
Thank you.
okay to do.
I keep forgetting that I can long rest while I'm like actively working. I keep forgetting that's like a thing I could do.
Yeah, as long as you aren't doing anything deemed difficult, you can rest in motion.
Good.
Just daydream as you're walking through the city.
And then meditate as I'm walking through the city. So I can get this fucking. This is rough. Is there something in what we know that we're missing? Feels like there is.
I go talk to a clerk.
Alright, you walk up and there's a rather long-bearded gnome at the clerk's counter. A regular gnome, not an Underdark gnome. Because I'm
Yeah.
not saying that name.
What time is it?
Yeah, that
Like,
one.
do I say good morning or good afternoon?
Good. I don't even know.
Good day.
But what if it's not day?
How would we know? We're underground.
I mean, obviously, it would have to be if they're working.
Anyway, good day, sir. Nice beard. I am
Thank
looking
you,
for.
and you too.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm looking for information. Well, you probably don't have any, but it doesn't cost anything. We're looking for a missing person. Someone that disappeared about 3 years ago.
A little late to be looking for a missing person, but I'll do what I can.
Well, we got some recent clues that they might be back in town.
Intriguing. Typically after 48 hours of not finding someone, they're either dead or never coming back.
Yes, that's. We had that figure. We thought that too until we got something. It's private information, so I can't share. Do you remember someone weird around here about 3 years ago? Like someone that really caught your attention?
Give me a moment. And he strokes his long beard thoughtfully. I do recall someone. He would regularly, like every 3 days or so, like clockwork, come and visit our former foreman.
Your former foreman? Well, do you know where this foreman is?
I've not seen him for quite some time, but he quite rightfully stands out down here. A, black-scaled dragonborn, as it were.
A black scale dragonborn.
Yes.
Do you remember his name?
One moment. He begins going through some papers in a filing cabinet. Yes, here we go. A man by the name of Druxus. And now the pieces are gonna come into place. This is where we hired him from.
Interesting.
We literally made him quit his job because we gave him a better offer.
Oh yeah, true. And after this man stopped coming, did a woman came looking for him or someone like that?
Not that I recall, no.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. This information is much useful.
Hopefully you find your missing friend.
Yeah, me too.
Didn't we actually have business here for something? And we just kept not coming here?
I don't think so.
Yes, you said this is where we can get the rocks identified.
Yes. Alright.
Well,
Did you want to do that while we're here before we forget about it for another 30 sessions?
Yes. Would also like, oh, can I get something appraised?
Certainly. Let me just get to my tools. He pulls out a small mahogany box that's got all sorts of identifying tools and a large jeweler's loom. Took me a second to remember the name. It's basically that cylindrical thing that magnifies so that they can see the microscopic details. Alright, what do you have for me to investigate?
I have. Let's see what I think. I will pull out the rock or crystal rock that we got from when we fought that, not the first dragon that was all zombified, and we got the staff, and probably some other random rock on there. And is there anything interesting on his desk that I could pocket while he's distracted?
A lot of random paperwork.
We love Woot's kleptomaniacy.
Nothing shiny or like a pen or anything like that, just paperwork.
Pretty much. Like, this is a business office.
Not even a shiny pen.
Woods, can you get some 3 black onyx stones for me?
Let's see what this is. Yeah, and I show him the little finger-sized rock that I collected. Purple finger crystals from cave. Yep, that's what I labeled as.
Yeah, back out when we were in the
In the hole.
Yeah, in the hole, the hollow. Huh. Strange. I've not seen gemstones like this in 40 years or so. These are quite rare. I'd say they're worth roughly 300 gold each.
Ooh, not bad.
Hold. I don't know. You know how some things can hold magical properties? Or are they just interesting rocks?
Most gemstones can actually hold magical properties if they're tuned properly.
Oh. Harold lied to me then. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
Some stones have more affinity for different kinds of magic.
Also, when he says 300, can I do like an insight check to see if he's lying to me?
Well, he's not actively trying to buy them from you, so I don't think he's going to lie to you.
Giving me a full price, or giving the good retail price. Okay. Think if these uncut gems were sharpened and cleaned up more, they'd be worth more?
Quite possibly, yes. Even more so if you were to fit them into some kind of wand or staff, perhaps. Maybe even some other piece of jewelry.
Not a bad idea, friend. And I think I'm gonna take the stones back. Also, my companion was wondering if you guys were selling what was it, the black stones called?
Black onyx stones.
Yes, Black Onyx yes.
Oh,
I do believe we have some yet to go to market, but, about how much were you looking to spend, friend?
about 150 gold for each.
Slightly above market value, but if that's what you're willing to pay.
It's what stays in the spell.
Yeah, it's weird how that works. It's like, how do you determine that a stone is worth X? Like,
Because they say so.
like, I could say the shiny rock is worth 50 gold pieces, but you could say it's worth nothing. Like,
Who knows?
it's a matter of opinion, but, like, how do, like, the forces that govern over magic decide that shit? Like, did they
Okay,
just pay
like-
attention to every gold piece you spent on the purchase of that stone?
I think those guys are like mega super geniuses, so they can just kind of look at it and figure it out.
You know how many wizards like spend years trying to study magic before they can actually do anything? Maybe they're just studying the mathematics to figure out the price of the gems on spells.
It was easy. Just calculating how much I need to spend was the bitch.
I know, like, one of the things for your clone spell is like a jar worth $1,000. And one of the options is just a hole in the ground.
A jar worth $1,000?
$2,000. I was wrong. Yeah.
$2,000?
Oh, and a vessel worth at least 2,000 gold pieces that has a sealable lid and is large enough to hold the creature being controlled, such as a huge urn, coffin, mud-filled cyst in the ground, or crystal container filled with salt water.
They
Man,
just have a hole in
the
the
jar is
ground.
gonna be
fucking-
the jar is gonna be destroyed on completion of the spell.
No, only when you die and
Only when you
the
die and
spell
120 days have passed.
Yeah, that. When the spell's utility is, used.
Plus, for that spell, you
Sure.
also have to have 1,000 gold piece diamond.
You have to spend net 3,000 gold on this spell. The diamond I get, but a $2,000 jar? Why is the jar more expensive than the diamond?
Interestingly enough, the vessel is the only part that the spell doesn't consume. It consumes the diamond and the cubic inch of flesh, but not the vessel. Well, I suppose because the vessel has to stay behind to contain your gestating clone.
How do you make a hole in the ground worth 2,000 gold?
Who the fuck knows?
Cost.
Maybe you just make the hole in the ground and you throw 2,000 gold pieces in.
Yeah, you
Makes
just
sense.
get like some gold film and just line the hole.
That sucks. That's stupid. Clone's stupid.
But
Yeah, but that means we won't die.
He
That's
presently has 2 such onyx stones available to him.
Yeah, I'm going to buy both of those.
Alrighty. You got that in your pocket change, or you pulling that out of
Putting that out right of the vault.
the... Of course you are.
I don't walk with money anymore. I'm too rich for that.
Even Krell has a good chunk of pocket change.
Well, the only thing we managed to learn was that we did indeed hire our info guy from this place.
masterminded.
Oh boy.
Wait, this is a Miner's Guild, right?
Yep.
Although it is strange that the foreman was needed an info guy.
Well, everybody needs a cover story. That was his day job when he wasn't out, being a rogue and shit.
That is a good point.
Wait, someone you least expect.
Oh boy.
I mean, like, how many mob operations were covered up with, like, laundromats and shit?
That is true. So what?
That's where
what
the
do we-
laundry money expression came from.
Yeah, the expression of laundering money.
So what have we found that's in common between a fishery, a big homeless encampment, and the Miners Guild?
Reminds me, I want to ask how, because it's a miner. How much does a mining crew cost? On like labor wages.
Should have that information. Give me a second.
Okay.
Wrong page. Still wrong page. There we go. Skilled labor is roughly 2 gold pieces a day.
Huh. That's not that bad.
Yeah, I know, and if people are like, God, peasants are like constantly poor and living in squalor. No, not really. Even unskilled labor is 2 silver pieces a day. Hell, the local messenger boy, who's probably like 6, is making 2 copper pieces a day.
So the economy in the fantasy world of D&D is better than the real world?
Yeah.
That's
Kinda.
sad.
Well, I think for like 2 days' work, you could buy a goat.
What?
I love how that. Oh my god. I don't know why that made me laugh.
I mean, of all the things you can buy a goat, sure.
I just
2
remember a
days'
goat
work.
is like worth like 3 gold pieces.
I think it's partially of how I think partially it was how deadpan you said that. Like it was the most casual thing you've ever said. I think like 2 days work you could buy a goat.
Well, I mean, for 10 days' work, you could buy an elephant if that makes you feel better.
It does.
So 5 goats is worth an elephant?
Roughly.
This
Breathe
is a
it down.
strange world.
I
5
mean-
goats is worth an elephant.
Well, I mean, off that elephant, you're gonna get what? A small amount of ivory, and eventually, when it dies, a good amount of meat. You could constantly be milking and shearing the 5 goats and just continuously turning a profit.
Yeah.
God, haven't you people played
and-
Stardew? Goats are like
No.
one of the most profitable things in the damn game.
I tried to play Stardew Valley. I played it for like an hour, got bored, and then went to go do something else.
Yeah, the
Okay,
beginning of the game
so-
is not nearly as fun as the late game.
So
can
a
imagine.
goat is about $50 to $300, and an elephant is $2 million.
What the fuck? Elephants, man. They're.
Oh yeah.
I mean, elephants are like.
So do
Being, like,
goats raise their
killed
price
actively, so I guess it
exponentially
makes
as
sense.
you buy them?
For upkeep as well. I mean,
I don't know. But if you're playing a level 20 adventure, your starting gold will get you enough money to buy an entire army of goats, and you could theoretically kill Tiamat with it.
How much damage does a goat do?
I don't know, I'd imagine like a D4. But if you've
Uh,
got like several hundred of them,
Let's see, they have +3 to hit. They do 1d4 plus 1 bludgeoning damage.
yeah, if you just got like
From
you've got like 600 goats all headbutting Tiamat, it will die eventually.
Oh yeah, if it charges before dealing the damage, it does an extra 2 1d4's bludgeoning damage.
so the max damage a goat can do is
3d4
12.
plus 1.
12. So the max damage a goat can do is 13 damage.
Yeah. And if you got several hundred of them, it will eventually kill anything.
Yeah. Your fucking Tarask doesn't stand a chance, man. I got goats.
That's why
Who
druids are so powerful.
Who
You
needs
just get a
Circle
bunch
of the
of
Shepherd
goats.
when I could just be a shepherd?
I mean, it's almost
Good
like
point.
there's a whole ass druid subclass about that.
Yeah, that's the
It
joke.
just
I
made me think of made me want to create a character that is a shepherd that became a shepherd because he's a circle shepherd druid, but he was a goat shepherd before. God, that's confusing.
Well, it's called a goat herd when it's just goats.
I think I don't know if we've really done much aside from figured out what the 3 places are.
I guess we'll just have to put the information that we gained together and see what comes out of it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like,
Let's-
obviously,
I think-
he was passing off information to someone here, and we
Yeah.
know it was Druxus. So at least we have a meeting spot, maybe a hiding place, or an observation point.
And the fishery is the most. Is like the one that doesn't fit. I feel like.
And I mean, you can easily sneak into town by the waterway, probably. I mean, I think I've done it plenty of times.
And we do know that the water flows towards the town.
Ah. This guy got around.
It's almost like he's a thief or something. But yeah, I guess now's a good time to head back home and put together all the information we know.
Just chill out for a few hours so I can get legend lore together. And we can use that to help us out.
Sure can, but that is where we're leaving off for today.